see, he's got some breathing on his own, so he's not dead.
I have no experience in emergency room care or acute situations, none.
You have a pulse?
All right.
I hear nothing.
The intern is like the lowest level apprentice.
They're just going to see an awful lot of patients.
Let me go see if my patient died or not.
This is the big easy where it's easy to shoot people.
Every one of us is dreading Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras!
Mayhem don't come.
The key is to remain calm.
She can't breathe.
When you can scream, you can breathe.
You know, you just can't practice defense work. You're gonna get sued.
Careful.
You're gonna kill people.
Hey, I'm not liking this too much.
He's aspirating.
Are you starting to feel some insanity?
This is not on camera, no comment.
We went to New Orleans to follow 4 young interns. These are doctors who have just graduated from medical school through their first ever experience as doctors in an emergency room.
Everyone has to rotate through the emergency room during their internship year. I didn't know what I was going to see, how hard it was going to be. All I had heard was that this is really one of the most challenging times for interns.
We were in probably the craziest part of Charity Hospital. We were in the accident room. And that's where anybody that has anything really nasty that happens to them in New Orleans, that's where they go.
We'd been told that New Orleans is a very violent city.
There you go.
So when we first arrived here, we were surprised to find that there's only one place in the whole city that handles all the serious traumatic injuries like gunshots and stabbings. The accident room at Charity Hospital. Today is the first day of all of the interns' new rotation. So it's their first day in the accident room. It's our first day as well. And right now, we are heading over to orientation.
For all the February interns, we're going to be meeting in the ortho room right down there in like 2 minutes. Are you Will?
Hey, Heidi, Hoffman. Nice to meet you.
Are you Morel?
You been?
Yeah.
Heidi.
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
The interns we're following are all working towards different specialties. This is actually the first time that they're going to be working as doctors in the emergency room.
Okay, I'm Dr. Hubble. I'm director of the accident room, and I'm going to orient you to what you can expect your responsibilities to be this month.
I don't know what it's going to be like. All the other interns who've done accident room so far said it's fun. I don't know what that means.
5% of the people will be what you might call challenging to deal with.
One of the things I'm not looking forward to is a lot of the patients that come in the accident room here at Charity are drunk, they're belligerent, they're hostile, they're mean.
Or they're crazy, or some people are just not very nice.
From convicted felons to IV drug using grandmothers.
Despite all of those things, remember that you're supposed to be the professional half of the doctor-patient relationship. Part of what you're here to learn this month is how a doctor would deal with those situations.
I don't know if I'm the bad boy, but I try to be fair, I try to be nice, but I try to take a minimum of crap from people, and I always speak up.
And absolutely positively, do not, to a patient's face or when talking to your friends, use any terms that are derogatory. And I'm talking about terms like troll and dirtbag and scumball and stuff like that. You can't do that here. All right, let's go in room 4 here.
An empty room 4 doesn't look so foreboding, but this is where Heidi, Will, Morella, and Clay will be dealing with the most serious life or death issues on a daily basis.
We do have a fair number of MVA, stabbing, shooting. When you hear people yelling room 4, 5 minutes or whatever, you need to drop what you're doing immediately unless you're saving somebody's life. The EMTs are going to roll the patient right up alongside of the bed, and everybody just descends on the patients and does their job.
If even half of what I've heard about the accident room is true, it is going to be nuts.
I forgot to sort of call roll this morning, so let me know if you're here. Dr. Hoffman? Yeah. And what's your first name?
Heidi. You see everything here to Charity, so there's part of me that's scared of what I'm going to see.
William Urell,
I have no fears at all. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Clayton Overton,
I just like it. It gets my juices going. It gets the adrenaline pumping.
Mirella Cernainu.
I guess accident room could be a crazy place, but that doesn't scare me. I mean, yeah, I'm always up to a challenge.
Well, then let me get you hooked up with the charge residents and get to work.
After the orientation, there was no graceful entrance into accident room life. They were immediately handed their cases and expected to get cracking.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing when. Do we examine the patient in the hallway? No one's really giving you guidance.
I don't know. There's one for an next lab.
I can't find one piece of paper that I'm looking for. I swear, I feel like I'm a lost puppy.
Look at me. Slow, deep breath. Slow, deep breath.
Can't ever do anything.
Let me get the hell out of here because all that damn shit going on with y'all.
Okay.
Welcome to the accident room.
The interns have only just arrived in the accident room, but they're about to be thrown right into the middle of their first trial by fire.
16 needs to my bed.
Ready or not.
We got 3 room 4s coming in.
"36-year-old male, driver, high-speed motor vehicle accident. He has that abrasion and little puncture wound."
Heidi's going into radiology, about as far from emergency medicine as you can get. And she seems to be the most concerned of all the interns about meeting the challenges of the accident room.
I mean, it's like so different for like Will or Clayton because they're surgery, so this is like nothing for them.
Have you ever been hospitalized before?
We're all looking for Clay to be our guide in the accident room. Emergency medicine is his specialty. This is why he became a doctor in the first place. Look broken to you, Clay?
It looks swollen, but I can't see any broken bones until I put on my x-ray glasses. I left the x-ray glasses at home.
What do we got?
The first one is a 2-year-old with head trauma.
Clay and Heidi hadn't been there a half an hour before the first room 4 hit.
We got 3 room 4s coming in.
With this call, Clay had to drop everything to help out in room 4.
16 needs to my bed. I am asking you if we're expecting any other victims from this accident.
Absolutely, doctor. There's one more victim that I know of. She is requiring extrication at this time. She was quite entangled. She was awake and talking to me when I left the scene.
Copy, 10-4. We just want to get ready.
Are you Clayton?
Just
Okay, hi.
restrained in the car.
Nice to meet you. Is there someone designated already to do for?
No idea. I'm not sure. I guess once you sign that, I don't know. Where'd you find the mask?
Monty, over here. What's the deal? Do you want any of us to do Foley rectal and who and what?
Either you two can work with me on this patient, and either you two can work with Marvez on the third. Take your pick. Where are they gonna go with your third? Come on, babe.
I haven't put a Foley in a while, but I'll do my best.
Doctors often get limited information about the cases that are coming in. All they know about this case is that it involves a car accident. The male driver of one car smashed into another, injuring a woman and a child.
Okay, this is my patient. An approximately 35-year-old male was trapped in the vehicle. Unrestrained driver, massive damage to his side and front end. Required extrication.
Heidi started working on the first patient that came in, the driver who caused the accident.
A finger coming in.
Ah!
Hang on, watch out, sir. Sir. I got your foot, sir. Just a finger in your bottom. You got it? Foley?
I got it.
Are you on Foley?
Yeah.
Okay, Foley.
Here they come.
In spite of all her fears, Heidi really seemed to rise to the occasion amazingly well.
The woman injured in the accident arrived, and Clay started working on her.
Is it okay if I go ahead and proceed?
Give me some alcohol.
Can I proceed with the
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and do the rectal exam. You're going to feel a little pressure.
No. The pelvis is stable, the rock. No. All right, wait a moment. Wait, Clayton.
Yes.
Check a pulse there.
I couldn't feel a pulse in any of
I was surprised to see how much trouble Clay was having with this relatively simple procedure.
Clayton!
Yes.
I need to put the phone in. Come on, move! When you do that, just do the rectal, put that, and then continue. Don't go under the open now.
Don't have to change clothes?
The gloves are here.
He really seemed to be struggling trying to keep up with the pace.
Here.
Got it.
Okay, put back.
I had 2 tubes in there. We still need those.
Sorry. I certainly felt like a big tool tonight, a complete idiot, getting involved in things that I haven't seen in a good while. It just horribly humbling.
Sir, keep your arms still.
This is going to be a little uncomfortable.
Relax, man. Sorry.
What a nice initiation. That's what I feel like it is. It's like hazing almost. I feel like this naive accident room virgin being quickly initiated to life here. Yeah, that was kind of a rough first hour.
I was hoping to be able to watch one first before I had to do. So you feel a little incompetent on the first one.
Thank goodness, he's okay. That's at least good. I mean, there's going to be people that come in here who are in a lot worse shape. They're going to code on the table and die. And
does this pretty much confirm your worst expectations?
I think it'll get worse, unfortunately. I think it'll get worse.
Hold still.
Heidi's worst fears are about to be confirmed. But after Will gets his first case, it seems like he'd gladly trade places with her.
This really gets his leg here. It needs to come up like this.
Today she fell down again and had some bleeding down below. We'll have to take a peek down below, make sure she doesn't have any active bleeding.
When it comes to getting their assignments, the interns find themselves totally at the mercy of their residents.
It's the pregnant patient that fell down? Yeah. Is she going to be your patient or Marilla's patient?
She's going to be my patient.
Also, guys need some experience with pregnant women.
No, I don't.
You do? Pregnant women fell and they get fractures?
Well, I'm saying, well, she has a fracture. I'll be taking care of her. She doesn't.
Did you see the lesions on her legs, poor woman?
Even though Marilla is specializing in OBGYN, Will got the obstetrics case, and he was less than thrilled.
There's like 6 women here that could have done this pelvic exam.
Excuse me?
Whenever a big giant man with big hands does a pelvic exam, it's always like we're killing them. You know what I mean?
I would never go to you.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't either.
I'm saying it's like I'm killing them, and I hate it. They be tensing up, and then you try to push the damn speculum in, and then they're just all,
You don't know how to soothe them.
Girl, how are you doing today? Is everything okay?
I just want to make sure I know how to use this one.
Jammed up.
They can be, I brought you plenty of jelly up there.
In trauma bag.
All right, come on in. So what happened today?
I was working on the stairs in my house and I fell down.
It wasn't like you felt like woozy or felt like you were going to pass out or anything. It was just like you just tripped and fell.
I took off my underwear.
Yeah, just hold on a second. Now I'm going to insert the speculum in, okay? Try to keep this leg up, man. Try to keep this leg up. I know it hurts. Try to keep his leg up like this.
It was very difficult to watch Will struggle to figure out if this woman's pregnancy had been affected by her fall. It was hard not to flinch every time this woman cried out in pain.
I'm sorry.
You won't have to lift up, so just down a little bit more.
This really gets his leg here. It needs to come up like this.
So now I'll be back in 1 second, okay? All right. This doctor's going to help us.
Even though Marilla has to do her training all over again here, she had been a practicing obstetrician in Romania for 4 years, so it was natural that she was the one that took the teaching role.
It's right there. See it? You see it? You want to see it?
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Okay. It's, I wouldn't call it slightly open. There is a little, very little amount of blood.
Okay, we can bring you down off of this for now.
You did good. Very good.
Marilla determined that patient and baby were fine, but Will just seemed relieved that the whole thing was over.
How was it?
I think he starts to like it.
Yeah, I just can't wait for the next one.
It's going to hurt for a second.
Heidi's car accident victim is stabilized, but the case is getting more complicated.
I think he was I'm not sure. I saw the cops are around him. There must be a suspicion of intoxication with injury to the other people in the other car. I think he was the only driver of the car that somehow hit the other one that had the 2 passengers that came in, the child and I think a woman.
The tragedies that come in often play out right next to each other. In this case, the driver who caused the accident was right across from a little girl who was in another car.
Because he's not able to go to our breath test machine, we're going to have one of the doctors draw blood here and send to the lab.
I need to draw blood.
For what?
So we can, if we need to give you blood, so we can do that. All right?
Huh?
Yeah, relax your hand.
When the doctors took your clothes and stuff off you, they found crack in your clothes. You're going to be booked additionally with that. All right?
Keep your hand still.
Okay, you're gonna feel a little stick, okay?
Whoa, 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 hey man, knock it off.
You can't move, right?
You can't move. I'm moving anytime I want. Shit hurt.
Hold still. Hold still.
It's almost over, man. Just a minute more.
That's when you get sort of angry because the patient's not cooperating. I mean, if that needle would have flipped in just another direction, or if I would have put my hand in a different direction, I could have been stuck. And this guy's at, I'm sure, high risk of having HIV. It's upsetting to me to see that because of his actions, 2 innocent people have been hurt.
This has already been a long night, but it's not even close to being over.
If she does, they have to go rebooking with third-degree feticide.
Heidi's case seems to be going from bad to worse.
This is when you, like, get angry and, you know.
And Clay is facing problems he never anticipated.
Tonight's not going too well. I've made a lot of mistakes.
Okay, I need for you to write up his route sheet also, okay? All gunshot wounds have to have a police report filed.
Yeah, but I've got all those forms.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't recall if she had that on yet, the normal saline.
As the night wore on, it really seemed like Clay was having a lot of problems trying to juggle all of his patients. This patient, from the beginning of the shift, was kept waiting throughout the night. Waiting.
And waiting.
So what are you doing now, Clay?
Trying to fix my paper errors. Tonight's not going too well. I've made a lot of mistakes.
Clayton is very meticulous when he checks his patients and fills out his paperwork. So it takes him a little longer than it does other interns to discharge patients. You're a pretty patient guy.
Yeah. Well, I have no choice.
Now to the splint.
Yeah. Let's see. Fine. These are the basic how-to books. I bring these in for exactly these kind of situations.
Why is it just have somebody help you do it?
Who's available? Neither one are very good, but I think I have an idea. It could be worse. Oh man, how'd that happen? Great. Whatever. Okay.
What did they do for you?
You saw we had like 3 or 4 trauma patients come in. Sorry about that. Just get me out of here. No one ever pegs me for ER. But I would like to think that a meticulous nature is an advantage in the emergency room. You have to really pay attention to the details or else you'll miss important things. So I have to try and figure out how to find a compromise between the two.
You certified that you drew the blood from the above named person.
The case of the drunk driver Heidi was taking care of kept getting worse and worse.
That lady loses her child. He's looking at
Is she
her,
pregnant?
Yeah, 9 weeks. So it falls under, I mean, God forbid that it happens, but if she does, they have to go rebooking with third-degree feticide because of the killing of an unborn child.
This is when you, like, get angry and, you know, all patients are supposed to be treated with the same amount of respect and dignity, but I don't know that in reality that happens when you see a case like this. I have a lot more empathy and compassion for that woman who's pregnant and that child who are innocent victims than I do for that gentleman who was the perpetrator, and yet he's still going to receive the same care. That's just the way things work. But we're all, it's impossible to totally separate yourself emotionally from that. I mean, you can't.
Don't take it off yet. I got 2 questions for you.
What?
Just tell me how today was.
Oh, great. Went by so fast. I loved it. Now I get to go work out every day.
Yeah, it was not that bad. It was okay.
It's always nice to have a very slightly slow day on the first, so people don't get depressed.
Everybody here seems to agree that this was a pretty mellow day for the accident room. I find that a little bit disconcerting because it didn't seem particularly mellow to me.
But I guess this can change so fast, so I don't have that much hope.
I think, certainly as Mardi Gras approaches, things are going to get wild.
This month will probably numb me the most of any month. Just because the kind of characters that come in here are the kinds who will make you more callous and jaded and cynical and, that kind of stuff.
Next time on Eyewitness. It's hard to believe that we've only been in the accident room one day. The interns have barely gotten their footing, and already they've been thrust into the most difficult challenges of emergency medicine. And it's only the beginning.
CPR is in progress.
Will faces his first code blue, a patient whose heart has stopped beating. Heidi confronts the one thing more daunting than a seriously injured adult, a child on the verge of death.
One really bad movement of his head, he could, end up paralyzed.
And Clay deals with illness closer to home.
My wife took my boy in there. He's got 105 fever, which isn't responding to medicine. Just go.